On a beautiful winter day in the Grand Canyon, young Joanna was close to breaking a record, with only 128 kilometers left to walk. However, instead of celebrating her achievement, her friend heard a brief scream followed by a thud. Joanna had plummeted from a cliff, falling 100 meters and joining the 900 others who met their end in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, located in Arizona, USA, is a marvel of nature, stretching 446 kilometers long, with a depth of nearly 1,900 meters and a width of 29 kilometers. Despite its stunning beauty, it's also a perilously deadly sight. Yet, not every tragedy here is as straightforward as it appears. So, what leads to fatalities in the Grand Canyon? Since the mid-19th century, over 900 deaths have been recorded, with an annual increase of around 12. Many of these could have been prevented, but the canyon's allure often leads to reckless behavior. In 2015, a tragic incident occurred when a 38-year-old man, attempting to joke with his daughter, leapt towards a lower ledge, only to fall 120 meters to his death. That year, 54 others fell into the canyon, including 38 men, some jumping between cliffs or posing for photos. Miraculously, they survived. To date, about 200 people have died from falls in the Grand Canyon. Among them was 24-year-old Joanna Hoseda, a canyon enthusiast who celebrated her wedding there and embarked on a 40-kilometer hike with guests. Joanna, an experienced traveler, had been exploring the canyon for years. In February 2012, she set out to traverse it entirely, aiming to be among the few to accomplish this feat. Tragically, after covering 1,368 kilometers, a fall from 90 meters ended her journey, just 129 kilometers short of a record. However, the likelihood of a fatal fall in the Grand Canyon is relatively low, at about 1 in 1.8 million visitors. Other dangers include floods, drowning in the Colorado River, heat strokes, freezing, or lightning strikes, which occur around 25,000 times a year in the national park. Rare incidents include water poisoning, where tourists drink excessively but eat little, leading to a fatal drop in blood sodium levels. Additionally, the Grand Canyon has seen traffic accidents, suicides, and murders, with the most fatalities resulting from air crashes. About 380 people have died in aviation accidents above the canyon, the most horrific being in 1956 when two planes collided, killing all 128 on board. These tragedies aren't directly caused by the canyon, but its immense scale and haunting tales might impact human consciousness. Tourists have reported friends becoming disoriented while admiring the views, leading to fatal missteps. The Grand Canyon holds many tales, some more frightening than others. One such story dates back to 1928, involving a couple, Glenn and Bessie Hyde, who embarked on a daring journey to navigate the Colorado River's rapids. Legend has it that Bessie aspired to be the first woman to paddle the entire canyon. However, as they commenced their adventure, Bessie appeared disheartened. The Hydes journeyed along the river for a remarkable 965 kilometers, only to mysteriously disappear. They were last spotted alive on November 18th. Weeks later, their undamaged boat, complete with food, clothing, and gear, was found a mere 74 kilometers from the Grand Canyon's end. Despite extensive searches, no trace of the couple was found. The disappearance of Glenn and Bessie soon became the stuff of local lore. A year later, tourists retracing the couple's route shared eerie tales by campfires. They encountered Georgie Clark, a lone river traveler who claimed to have been living in the canyon for years, surviving on fish. Georgie expressed a desire to return to civilization. Initially, Georgie seemed merely eccentric, but then she startlingly professed to be Bessie Hyde, alleging she had slain her husband to start anew. The tourists were unsure whether to believe her or dismiss it as a fireside scare. Nonetheless, Georgie Clark rose to fame as the Grand Canyon's rafting pioneer, offering affordable tours in stark contrast to the exclusive, expensive voyages previously available. She revolutionized river touring, stripping it of its elitism. Despite her eccentricities and stubborn nature, Clark became well known, though considered odd by society. After her passing in 1992, a search of her home revealed a birth certificate for Bessie DeRoss, a marriage license for Glenn and Bessie Hyde, and a pistol in her lingerie drawer. However, these findings were insufficient for the police to definitively identify Georgie as the missing Bessie Hyde. Some speculated Georgie might have staged these discoveries. Moreover, there was a notable lack of physical resemblance between the two women. Regardless, the question remained, why would Georgie spread such rumors? The Grand Canyon's mystique includes other haunting narratives. Take, for instance, the 1992 tragedy of Robert and Donna Spangler. During a Grand Canyon trip, Donna tragically fell from a 60-meter-high cliff. Robert reported it as an accident, but Donna's parents, skeptical of Robert and aware of Donna's fear of heights, doubted the accident claim. Arizona police, though initially not investigating, kept a watchful eye on Robert, uncovering his alarming past. 20 years earlier, his first wife and teenage children were found shot dead at home, with the wife deemed responsible. Robert's subsequent marriage ended in divorce. These events, occurring in a different state, were initially outside Arizona's jurisdiction. Only years later did authorities scrutinize Robert's suspicious history. Diagnosed with terminal cancer, they suspected he might reveal dark secrets. During interrogation, Robert confessed to pushing Donna off the Grand Canyon cliff, citing marital dissatisfaction. He also admitted to murdering his first family, motivated by a relationship with his lover, who fortunately was the only wife to survive him. Robert was sentenced to life imprisonment, but succumbed to cancer shortly after. The Grand Canyon, shrouded in mystery and legend, is believed by many, including locals, to be a place of cursed spots and gateways to the underworld. The indigenous Hopi people have long held that the canyon houses a portal to the underworld, the origin point of the first humans. This sacred site, known as Sapapoo, is distinguished by a red hill featuring a central hole. Local lore and Hopi tradition caution against gazing directly at Sapapoo, a warning taken seriously by many, including helicopter pilots who reportedly avoid looking down while flying over the area. This superstition is reinforced by the vicinity's history, including the worst air crash in the canyon's history, earning the grim nickname Crash Canyon, and being labeled one of America's most terrifying hiking trails. Accounts of ghost sightings and eerie voices near the crash site persist, adding to the canyon's enigmatic aura. These stories contribute to the theory of a Grand Canyon curse, especially given the numerous unexplained disappearances in the area. One such baffling case is that of 13-year-old Justin Richardson in 2001. Justin and his friends ventured into Kaibab National Forest, overlapping with parts of the Grand Canyon. After losing track of each other during their outing, Justin ended up in Tucson, seeking help to find his friends. In a bizarre twist, the other boys separately arrived in Tucson, each looking for the others, including Justin. While his friends were eventually found, Justin disappeared without a trace. His family, living in different cities, took 2 days to report him missing due to his history of running away and staying with different parents. Despite his familiarity with the area, Justin was never found, and 13 years later, he was no longer considered a runaway. The Grand Canyon's mysterious aura is further amplified by tourists who return souvenirs taken from the park, believing them to be cursed. This belief is fueled by the personal misfortunes they experience after taking these items. While the official reason for prohibiting the removal of natural objects is environmental protection, such coincidences fuel local legends. The canyon's mystique claimed another victim in 2015, 21-year-old Drake Kramer from San Antonio. Disappearing near a hotel on the park's south rim, close to Tucson where Justin vanished, Drake, a geology student with extensive outdoor experience, left a cryptic message about returning to Mother Earth. Despite extensive searches, no trace of him was found. The Grand Canyon's mysteries extend beyond human disappearances. A significant geological enigma is the disappearance of 1 billion years of Earth's history within the canyon. Scientists debate the canyon's age, with estimates ranging from 5 to 70 million years. This uncertainty is due to the Great Unconformity, a phenomenon where a layer of rock, spanning 1 billion years, is missing. The contrast between the vertical lower layer, aged 1.4 to 1.8 billion years, and the horizontally layered upper part, just 520 million years old, highlights this mystery. In 2015, the canyon's enigmatic nature was underscored by the disappearance of 22-year-old Morgan Heimer, an experienced guide and swimmer. He vanished during a rafting tour, leaving behind only his floating shoes as a clue. Despite extensive searches and his intimate knowledge of the area, Morgan's fate remains unknown. The Grand Canyon's secrets are further deepened by the presence of numerous unexplored caves. Of the estimated 1,000 caves within the canyon, only about 300 have been discovered, and fewer still have been explored. The Cave of the Domes is the only cave complex currently accessible to tourists. The question remains, why, with modern technology, have more of these caves not been investigated? The Grand Canyon's western rim, about 50 kilometers from where Morgan Heimer vanished, was the site of another mysterious disappearance in the year following Heimer's. Floyd Roberts, a former NASA employee and seasoned traveler familiar with the Grand Canyon, embarked on a hike in the summer of 2016 with his best friend, Ned, and Ned's daughter. During their journey, they encountered a large hill, deciding to take separate paths. Ned and his daughter opted to climb, while Floyd chose to circumvent it. They planned to regroup on the other side, but after scaling the hill, Ned and his daughter found no sign of Floyd. Initially assuming he was resting, they soon realized Floyd was missing and began a search. An extensive search operation ensued, involving helicopters and ground teams with dogs scouring a 10-square-mile area. The only clue found was a set of footprints, but it was unclear if they belonged to Floyd. In the typically hazardous environment of the Grand Canyon, such disappearances remain perplexing. This incident ties into one of the Grand Canyon's most enigmatic mysteries. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette reported the discovery of a vast cave complex within the canyon, allegedly containing numerous ancient Egyptian artifacts and capable of housing 50,000 people. While no concrete evidence supports this story, an intriguing detail is the Egyptian-themed names of various landmarks in this region of the Grand Canyon. This area, interestingly, is near the Bright Angel Trail, known for the disappearances of Justin Richardson, Drake Kramer, and others. Access to this section of the Grand Canyon is restricted, even to park employees and scientists. Explorers are barred from entering the local caves, purportedly to preserve them, and there are strict no-fly zones over large sections of the canyon to maintain natural quiet and protect local communities. Drone flying is also prohibited. These restrictions fuel fascination with the canyon's myths and legends. Yet, the Grand Canyon continues to claim lives, with the risk of disappearance increasing as more people venture into its depths. The mysteries of the Grand Canyon remain a topic of debate and speculation. Share your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and remember, when visiting such places, it's best to refrain from taking souvenirs. In conclusion, the Grand Canyon, with its awe-inspiring landscapes and deep-seated mysteries, continues to captivate and mystify. From the unexplained disappearances to the legendary tales that have woven themselves into the fabric of this natural wonder, the canyon holds secrets that perhaps are meant to stay hidden. As we delve into these stories, we are reminded of the grandeur and the mystery of nature itself. So, if you're intrigued by the mysteries of the Grand Canyon or simply love exploring the unknown, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories and adventures. Remember, each subscription brings you closer to unraveling the secrets of the world's most intriguing places. Subscribe now and join our journey of discovery.